Overcoming your addiction to porn and masturbation has absolutely nothing to do with you stopping looking at pornography. It has everything to do with you becoming the man that no longer needs to run to pornography as a crutch, as an escape, as a way to alleviate stress, alleviate pain in his life. So in today's video, what I want to do is I want to share with you the 4 things I believe all men must stop doing in their lives if they're struggling with breaking free from an addiction to porn and masturbation. When you begin to develop these character traits, these belief systems, and these mindsets at how you approach life, it is my opinion that not only is going to be conquering your addiction to pornography, you're going to become very simple, but you're going to be setting yourself up for success, for purpose, for passion in every single endeavor and area in your life. The first thing I think that all men must stop doing is they must stop playing a victim. Right now, if you're struggling with an addiction to pornography and masturbation, what you must understand that it is your fault. It is your responsibility. Now, there may have been some factors. There may have been some outside events that happened, whether it was childhood trauma, whether it was lack of education, whether it was you just not understanding what pornography was doing to your brain. But pointing the finger at other people, pointing the finger at other events and saying, this is the reason why I'm struggling with a pornography addiction, is a victim mindset. It's the defeated mentality. And in my opinion, it's crippling you and it's holding you back from actually being able to do what is necessary. So instead of playing the victim, take responsibility. Say, hey, you know what? I made some bad choices and decisions in my life. Maybe I haven't had the best situations set up for me. Maybe the cards were stacked against me. But what am I going to do about it? Am I going to take responsibility? Am I going to develop myself into becoming the man that no longer is addicted to porn? And when you learn to live through radical responsibility, when you take 100% extreme ownership for every single action that you take, brother, I'm telling you, it becomes a superpower at which you can take on the world, in which you can conquer all of your wildest dreams. So the first thing I think that all men must stop doing is they must stop playing a victim mindset. The second thing plays very close ties to that, and it's stop complaining. Complaining about the outcome of your life, complaining about why you're not where you want to be, complaining about why you don't have a six-pack, complaining about why you don't make the amount of money that you want to make, complaining about why you don't have a beautiful woman in your life. This is you not, once again, taking responsibility. It ties very closely, and I believe when you begin to live in a state of responsibility, the complaining goes away and takes care of itself, and that's why taking responsibility or stop playing the victim was number 1 in this video. But a very close second is complaining about your environment, complaining about your situations, complaining about things that are obviously within your control. So you want to get freedom from pornography. You want to begin to live in integrity. You want to become a man that others look to as a resource and as a tool and guide to create better for the world. Stop complaining about your current situation. And then the third thing I think that all men, and this is not just those struggling with porn, this I think is crippling men, people all around the world, is you got to stop snoozing. We talk a lot about building self-confidence here on this channel, and self-confidence is built and kept by keeping the small promises you make to yourself. And every single day when you set that alarm, whether it's for 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., I don't matter what time it is. But what that does is when you set that alarm, that's you making a promise. That's a commitment to yourself that I'm going to wake up and start my day at that time. And then when you snooze, that's you saying, hey, you know what? You don't care about the things that you say. You don't care about the intentions that you lay out. And that begins to deteriorate your confidence. So then when you're going through your day and things are getting difficult and you're stressed and you're triggered and the urges are coming up, a confident man knows that he can take on these situations and he doesn't have to revert back to his old ways of living. But an unconfident man looks for something to hold on to, looks for advice, looks for an escape, looks for an outlet, looks for a pacifier to satisfy himself, instead of saying, hey, you know what? You said you're going to do these things. Now go get them done. And I think that starts literally the minute our eyes open, first thing in the morning. So if you're struggling with porn right now, if you're struggling with breaking through in your life, stop hitting the snooze button. And the fourth one, man, is stop social media, stop video games, and stop the dating apps. Right now, if you're struggling with a pornography addiction, you cannot live in the real world, or you wouldn't be struggling. So stop running to a fantasy land. Stop entertaining yourself with things that aren't real. Stop comparing yourself to the outside world. Stop trying to pursue a woman when you don't have yourself taken care of. No woman wants to date a man that is struggling with a pornography addiction. And that is something that I can guarantee you. Trust me, I've had enough conversations with men and women over the last 3.5 years to know that there's not a single woman walking this planet right now that is proud about her husband's, boyfriend's, significant other's pornography addiction. And in fact, when they find this out about you, they actually look at you as less of a man. They look at you as a little boy who cannot take care of himself, who cannot deal with stresses, who cannot deal with life situations. So you want to conquer this addiction for good? Stop playing the victim mindset. Stop comparing yourself and stop complaining about your situation. Stop snoozing because it's breaking the first promise that you made to yourself, and stop living in false fantasy lands on social media, in video games, and on dating apps. Now, if you want some help and you actually want a proven process and plan to help you get out of the depths of this addiction, then down there in the first pinned comment below, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to our free ebook. It's a 7-step guide to living life without porn. At this point, we've helped over 4,000 men begin to build a life 100% porn-free, and I want you to be next. So click that first link down in the pinned comment below. But Frank Rich at Rebuilt Recover. I love you guys. I want you to find freedom, and I want you to become the men that you all were created to be, and that's what this channel is dedicated to. God bless you guys, and we'll see you on the other side.